Tim, hope you are able to hear me. Tim, can you please confirm? Anyone?
Yes, Danish, I can hear you.
Yeah,
Surendra here.
yes.
Perfect. Okay, perfectly all right. Okay, all right, Tim. Okay, so welcome to the Azure DevOps with security, along with automation. That one I will discuss bit later in few seconds. What is automation there? Welcome to the program of Azure DevOps with security. And this particular program been designed for few set of people, especially the persons who already in IT field, can be a tech support or DBAs or cloud infras or admins. All the people can join this particular program. If you are completely from non-IT background, if anyone is there from non-IT, still you can join this program, but you need to place a little bit more effort. Little bit more effort you need to place here. Okay, clearly I'm telling you on the first session itself, team. Okay, you need to place a little bit more because the things what we are discussing, especially in this particular program, this is completely a real-time oriented examples and solutioning. It is not like a completely theoretical discussions. We need to discuss each and every problem, whatever the real time DevOps or DevSecOps or automations are facing problems nowadays. Those things we will bring in front of you, and we will provide a solutioning for that, so that you can do the same thing or similar logics you can implement in your real time also. That's the possibility exactly you can get with this particular program. Before discussing on this particular whiteboard, I just want to present few highlights, especially for this particular training program. Then you can raise your questions. Okay, let's discuss few highlights first. So what exactly this particular training meant for, and what we're going to achieve, and what all the tools are going to be covered, what are the real-time problems, and is it really a practical or completely theory? Those things and all you can see now. Hope you are able to see my screen, team. Can someone please confirm?
Yes, Dinesh, I can see.
Perfectly all right. Just wait for a moment, because in this particular window I cannot see the tool section. Just wait for a moment. All right. All right, team. Fine. See, this particular program, especially I'm calling Azure Cloud Infra DevOps with security. You are not only learning DevOps, okay? It's not only a DevOps. Along with the DevOps, I will teach you the infra techniques. Infra technique means I don't want to directly jump into the Git, Docker, Kubernetes, what other tools are there in your mind. I don't want to, because I need to make you familiarized with Azure concepts, Azure infrastructure. See, infra is same for Azure or AWS or GCP or Alibaba or whatever the IBM cloud. Whatever the cloud you consider infrastructure, you can easily understand if you learn one cloud. If you learn one cloud, the remaining clouds are very easy to understand. So you don't need to worry on that. But what exactly the things needed? So what exactly needed here is, especially on the infrastructure, especially you should understand. You should especially understand how exactly the infrastructure is. Okay, infrastructure meaning that, for example, how you need to plan the virtual network, how you need to think about subnets, how you need to think about the private endpoints, how you can secure infrastructure. So what are all the precautions you need to consider when you are provisioning a component? How you need to plan for HA? How you need to plan for DR? These things are really important in real time case. Okay, anyone can go to the portal, can go to the cloud, can provision a component. Anyone can do that. But the person who is doing that particular component provisioning by considering security, DR and HA is really matters. Is really matters. Okay, that is really needed. That type of skill is really needed, team. Okay, that is needed. That is exactly lack of. That one we need to build up. Okay, we need to build that area. Okay, infrastructure with DevOps. Anyway, you need to connect a DevOps with infrastructure, because to make your deployment smooth or to make your automation smooth or whatever it is, you need to connect your DevOps with infrastructure. But this time, intentionally, I'm adding security. In our previous batches, I never added security, but I'm seeing nowadays in the market, I think DevSecOps is booming up, noticed already. So at the same time, we are already using security. I mean, in DevOps as a DevSecOps, we are using the security by using mostly open source tools. In the worst case only we will go for the license, because we cannot learn completely license based tools, right? Because after going to a company, your company is not really interested to spend some amount on the security, then obviously that the whatever the learning you had, that may not be completely useful. But if you learn the open source, that doesn't matter. The company says yes or no, you can go there and you can implement the security account. You can showcase yourself. Yes, you are implemented the security integration as well, and these are all the issues are coming up. These kind of projection, this kind of showcasing exactly you can do to your management. That is a very good case for you. Okay, and more importantly, my name is Dinesh. I am the multi-cloud DevSecOps and automation architect.
Conference will now
I'm
be
based,
recorded.
I'm based out of Singapore. Sorry,
I'm
sorry,
based out of
guys. Can you
Singapore.
please
Sorry,
can
sorry
you
guys.
please be on mute?
Can you please be on mute?
Uh, yeah, all right, thank you.
Yeah, all right, thank
Still,
you.
I'm echoing. I'm just
Still,
listening the echoing.
I'm just listening to echoing.
Hello. That's good.
Hello.
Very good.
That's good. Very good.
Hello, Visualpath team. Can you
Hello,
please check? Is
Visualpath
there
team. Can you
anyone
please check if
unmuted?
there is one unmuted?
Because I need to check the other window team. That's why.
Because I need to check the window.
Nikhil, can you please be on mute, Nikhil? Please, team. Please be on mute. I'll give you a chance to discuss with me. Don't worry. Okay. Just please be on mute. Just give me some 20-25 minutes. Let me finish my content. Then you can raise your questions, whatever you want. Okay. Yeah. Myself, Dinesh. I'm currently working in an MNC as a multi-cloud DevSecOps and automation architect, and I'm based out of Singapore. And what are the timings are, what are the training timings at that one exactly? Definitely, I will match, and I will inform the timings exactly what exactly the things we need to join from next week onwards at the last. Okay, don't worry on that. And I have completely in DevOps infrastructure and with the security, I have relevant is 11 plus years of experience on this area. Okay. Initially, the 4 plus years I worked in infrastructure, DBA, but different domains I worked. That is where exactly my journey started. As part of this particular program, what exactly we are going to learn? Especially team. If you see on the screen, if you see on the screen, you are seeing few things very clearly saying that Azure, Azure DevOps services, Azure DevOps services, infra and services. Why I differentiated these two areas? Because we are learning DevOps with respect to Azure. With respect to Azure, we are learning too. When we are learning with respect to Azure, in Azure DevOps, I'm considering few services. The repositories are build pipelines, release pipeline, artifacts, and test plan. Those are all the things I'm considering under DevOps. And coming to the infrastructure and services, whatever I mentioned earlier, to use specially provisioning a friend door, or API management, or Kubernetes, or app services, a function app, logic app, event hub, all these things, their provisioning and logical connection, especially the VNet integration, private endpoint, service endpoint, these kind of things. Exactly those things also we will discuss. Whatever the order I placed here, whatever the order I placed here, we will follow the similar order exactly in our discussions. Maybe one or two places where there is no any link, we will just move that concept later and we will bring few things early. That is the only thing I'm saying. Okay. For instance, Docker, exactly why I'm touching Docker. Without Docker, you cannot learn Kubernetes. We definitely discuss on Docker with one project. I'm just promising you on that. And for the Kubernetes again, I'm promising you we are going to discuss the Kubernetes in deep. In deeply, we'll discuss about the Kubernetes. Out of our 2 months to 2.5 months program, we'll spend 10 plus classes on Kubernetes. 10 plus on Kubernetes, okay? Because this is market demanded. This is market demanded. If you learn very less or if you spend very less time on the Kubernetes, definitely you cannot survive in the market. This would be your weakest area if you don't spend enough time on this. Remember this one, okay? Next one. The Terraform and the Terragrant, these two are interlinked only. But Terraform is the basics exactly required to learn the Terragrant. The Terragrant is a framework, exactly a wrapper to build how exactly your real-time structure, real-time framework should be there. This is the one exactly you will use in your real time. But basics are from Terraform. So these two are must. Terraform you should learn. At the same time, if you learn about the Terragrant, because very less percentage, I can say 5 to 10%, maybe in the market well aware about the Terragrant, or not more than that. Learn this one, you can hit the market really well. Okay, these kind of things you need to learn. But the thing which everyone knows with the Docker, if you learn in depth also, which is of no use to him. Okay, the tool, the technology, whatever the technology is there in the market, you need to learn in depth. Remember that one, okay? For example, the Terragrant, I think only 5 to 10% crowd only aware of this particular Terragrant framework. But this is very easy. The gap is there. The gap is maybe the people doesn't know exactly we can use a particular framework to implement our real-time cases, or are they not very much interested, or their requirements are already satisfied with the Terraform. Could be anything. But if you use the Terragrant, you can get more benefits than Terraform. You will understand this one going forward, Tim, okay? And followed by Ansible. I want to discuss Ansible in depth, okay? Meaning that, oh, in depth means are we going to spend some 20 classes or 25 classes on Ansible? No, not really needed. We need to spend some quality time on the Ansible. That is really important. Especially how exactly you need to write a playbook, how exactly you can create a role, how exactly you can apply some if conditions or some switch conditions or loopings inside the Ansible scripts. This one we will see in depth, because that is the exactly area required for you to survive in the real time. It's because the problem with the Ansible is, again I'm telling you, team, the problem with the Ansible in the market is this Ansible is there in the market for few years, but the problem with this one is people are not very much interested. That is one thing. Second thing, people who are there in the market, they don't know very well about the Ansible. That is another thing. The case I can support on the second one, the people really doesn't know anything about Ansible much in detail, but you can do miracles by using Ansible. You can do that. So I'm going to, I have few slides here. Okay, I'll present that one to you. You can go through that. What are all the scenarios I'm going to cover also? That one also I'm planning to present for you. Usually, I will not present all those things on our first class, but what this time what I thought, I want to tell you upfront what exactly we are going to cover, so that you will feel comfortable. You will feel comfortable. That is what the exactly the thing I want. I just want to make you okay. Right. Why you bring Python, Dinesh? What is the need for Python? I'm a DevOps engineer. Come on. Why we need Python? You need Python in real time, team. I'm telling you. You need Python. I will tell why. This particular Python is really needed for you in real time. You no need to be a Python developer. You no need to learn in that way. That is not needed for us. But what needed from Python as a DevOps engineer? See, what I will tell few scenarios for you upfront. Okay. For example, then in your company, in your project especially, there is a test automation engineer. Let's take an example. Test automation engineer, Selenium guy, where he wants to keep some set of data in the database always. I'm just giving you the scenario. He wants, for example, he has some test automation cases, right? Maybe most of you don't know about test automation. Don't worry on that. I'll simplify the I'll simplify the problem statement. You just want to see some 10 set of data in the database all the time in a day, all the time in a day. For example, whenever you are a tester or manual tester or automation tester, whoever it is, going there and executing their test cases, the test data should be there in the database. That's the problem statement. Test data should be there always. What you will do for this one? That's a problem statement exactly been given to you in real time. For example, So you need to maintain data to be there always in the database. No one should manipulate the data. Again, condition there. Because if someone go there and someone tamper the data, again your test case will fail. Your manual test case will fail. The manual tester definitely feel uncomfortable. Hey, data is being changed. Hey, come on, what we are doing, cloud infra guy? What you are doing? What you are doing? Can you please make sure the data, no one is touching our data? Max to max, what you can do, you can revoke the access for all the people, but that cannot be the case in real time, right? You cannot control in the lower environments data manipulations and all, you cannot control that. But what we need to do, we need to override the situation. Okay, you do whatever you want, but you
Now
tell me
be
whenever you're
recorded. You
executing.
tell me whenever you're
Tell me whenever you're
tell me
executing.
whenever you're executing.
See, guys,
See,
please,
guys,
again
please.
I'm listening this
Again,
echoing.
this thing is echoing.
Hello, visual path team, you there? Thank you. Yeah. See, fine. So, especially this particular database data set, right? So, which we need to maintain always to be there in the that particular data in the database. So, you need to maintain a job. You need to maintain some cron job. You need to run the job. Where you will run the job? You will run the job in the Kubernetes. But how you will run? You don't know how to run the job in the Kubernetes. By using Python, we will write the jobs. That job will be used by the cron schedule, and we will deploy in the Kubernetes. Kubernetes will make sure always your data is there in the database. Data is there in the database. That particular data. Whenever you are executing your test cases, if this particular job runs, that's okay. Should be fine. Your test data will be there as it is. This is a problem statement. This problem statement, when they ask you, to be frank, you don't know, because you know very well about Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform, Paragon, but you don't know about this one, because these kind of problem statements are very common team in real time. Okay, so you may think, oh, I'm a DevOps engineer, I cannot do this one. No, this is related to you. This is completely related to you. What you need to do, this there is a need for the Kubernetes deployment. How you will deploy, you should know how to deploy a job in the Kubernetes. How, then what is a job, how to write a job? You can write the job by using Python, you can write the job by using bash script, can be anything. I'm not saying you need to use only Python, you can use bash also. Such a kind of problem statements are really needed. Those solutioning is really needed. Then definitely you can crack the interviews, and you can settle in your company really well. You don't need to depend upon any third party person to answer your real time problems and all. Not at all needed. You can solve the questions on your own. Okay, such a kind of techniques are needed, especially on the Helm chart. You know very well, Helm chart is exactly the one which will help us to just maintain the Kubernetes deployment. That is what exactly we will use. That is what exactly we will use. So this particular Helm charts, I will show you one project complete conversion from Kubernetes project to the Helm chart, so that you will feel more comfortable, you will feel confident also. And at the same time, team, one interesting fact I will tell here. I'm going to give you the CACD model to you. CACD model. You may get doubt, what is the CACD model? We need to build that one, right? No. See, team, in this particular training program, most of the things you no need to do in real time. Most of the things, frameworks, structures are ready-made. Ready-made. You simply need to use it. For example, Kubernetes structures. For example, Terragrant framework. For example, Ansible framework. For example, Python framework. Example, Helm chart model. Helm chart model with Argo CD. These things are all ready-made. Okay, all ready-made. You simply need to use. That is the added advantage of this program. So most of you have doubt also. See, can we really cover these many tools in this particular duration? I'm confidently telling you, yes. The reason for that one is, the reason for that one is, most of the diagrams, what are the diagrams? Because I already placed for your previous batches the diagrams and all. Those diagrams, especially, I will directly use directly for you, so that we can save some time. We can save some time. So you no need to draw the diagrams during our sessions. Those things definitely will save us some time. So by considering these things in my mind, then only I confidently added the security also to your batch. Okay, definitely we can cover security this time. Okay, security. And along with that, Argo CD is the one exactly will be helpful for you to deploy or to manage your Kubernetes deployments via Helm charts. These three are interlinked. Interlinked. Okay. A complete one real-time project will be given as part of this particular thing now. Right. Especially, I missed one interesting component here. I missed the monitoring. I'm very sorry for that. I missed the monitoring here. There is one monitoring we are covering. That monitoring with ELK, the monitoring with vector by Datadog. ELK and vector by Datadog. Two things I missed out because we no need to spend 5 to 6 classes on that. Just 2 classes are enough, okay? Because that is just a monitoring, okay? And Prometheus Grafana is also there. Don't worry on that, team. Don't worry on that, okay? Especially the monitoring section is missing. Apologies for that. As part of the monitoring, we are going to cover ELK integration with the Kubernetes, vector by Datadog, and Prometheus with Grafana. You can use whatever you want, but each and everything whatever I just mentioned has its individual importance. We'll discuss that one later. Why vector by Datadog? Why are you using vector by Datadog? Because that is free, completely free. That saves us a lot as part of your cost optimization. There is another problem in your real time, that is cost optimization. Your manager will always pressure you, optimize the cost, optimize the cost, optimize the cost. You should know which one you should use to save some cost. That is also important. And finally, the bash scripts are really important. Really, these are also very important, like Python. So whenever there is an automation needed, you should be able to write a script by using if, a for loop, or while conditions. These things we will use. I have some practical examples. If you go through the practical examples, definitely you will get some knowledge. With that knowledge, you can crack your real-time problem statements easily. The technique is required, Tim. Technique is required. That is the thing exactly you will learn here. Okay. And finally, the security in the DevOps. Especially in the security in DevOps, we are going to cover few tools, especially on git leaks, wasp dependency check, dastardly, the container security with the kubescape, and SonarQube. Each tool has its individual importance here, and we will see the CI/CD model for these tools so that you can straight away use in your real time. That is how exactly the security being designed. Right. These are the tools, except monitoring. Monitoring is missed here, but monitoring I will cover. I'm promising you in this particular session, you can question me at any point of time during our session. Okay. We can cover the monitoring, no doubt in that, because that is really needed for your real-time case. Right. These are all the things we are planning to cover in this particular program. If you go for the next one, team, see. So now you may get some doubt. What exactly this particular training objectives? So what exactly we are going to achieve? See, I'm telling you on the right side. If you see on the right side, team, you're seeing some set of connections. Okay. If you see this one, so cloud engineer, infra engineer, tech support, manual test, automation developers, DBS, non-IT engineers. But I'm highlighting non-IT engineers a bit here because you need to put little more effort. Example, today one class completed, you should not leave just like that. You need to refer the class, you need to practice. But others, whoever is there in here, especially for them, they can easily gain this one. Again, exemption for the manual testers also. Okay, manual testers, if anyone is there, or non-IT engineers, those two persons needs to put some effort to refer the video and for practice. But others can refer the video is more than enough. That's more than enough because I will show you the practical. I will show you the practical, so you no need to practice. If you're interested, you can practice, not an issue. I'm not saying that you should not, you can practice, but finally you're going to turn yourself as a cloud infra DevOps and automation engineer. Okay, that is what the things you can turn yourself. That is what the exactly intention here. And with this particular training, you can able to set up the CI/CD pipelines of the Kubernetes applications using Helm and Argo CD confidently, without any doubt, and able to provision configuring infrastructure automatically by using Terraform, Terragrant, and Ansible. That is really needed for real time. And this is interesting fact, able to automate their daily repetitive task using Bash script and Python. So these kind of things you can use, and you can automate your daily. This is also very important as a DevOps engineer. Okay, don't think like only the 5 tools or 6 tools. If you learn, you can become a DevOps engineer. No, you should learn about automation also. Then only they'll call you as a DevOps engineer. Otherwise, definitely you will face issues in real time. Trust me, you will face issues. Okay. And finally, the bonus, not a bonus, actually, as part of this particular syllabus, I'm giving a setup for the pipelines by considering security in their mind. This time, you can set up a pipeline by keeping security every time in your mind. That is the add-on. Add-on, just I'm adding for this particular one. Okay, right. The next one, I'm just going further. Not only learning tools, we are going to see the integrations. That is really important. Some integrations also I will show you. That is the exactly the learning area for your real time, right? For example, the Docker Kubernetes, anyway, these two are interlinked, you know that. And by the way, what are all the highlights? These are all the highlights of our training. I'm not writing what are the concepts we are discussing here. I'm writing what are all the deliverables we are discussing. Deliverable meaning that some kind of a project or some kind of a framework, some kind of a reusable component in your real time, such kind of things actually. For example, CI/CD, complete CI/CD you will understand from the front end and back end application. You can containerize a front end and back end application confidently on your own, and you can deploy Docker containers in the app service with the database, in Kubernetes with the database. Project discussions by using Nginx ingress, application gateway ingress controllers with PV and PVC. This is I'm adding for you because earlier batches. Sorry, team. I'm very sorry. Just wait. Sorry, I'm very sorry. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. All right, team. Sorry for the disturbance. Sorry, team. Okay. All right. So in this particular program, we are going to discuss about ingress controllers, Nginx, application gateway ingress controllers, along with PV and PVC also. This is also really needed for the Kubernetes point of view. So project, this is completely a project discussion now. And finally, see Kubernetes integration with ELK and Elasticsearch. I mean, exactly you can see the logs and metrics exactly at the Elasticsearch, Prometheus Grafana, and Vector by Datadog. I placed here already. Okay, these things will be covered. Bonus, if really time permits for me, I will show you how to deploy a particularly a container into AWS Kubernetes EKS and GCP Kubernetes engine. I will show you how to deploy from Azure DevOps to their cloud and their Kubernetes so that you will get an idea how exactly other cloud Kubernetes also works. Mostly same only. But the interesting fact is Azure DevOps to other clouds. Azure DevOps to other clouds if time permits. I'm not promising this area. Otherwise, you will be provided with a recorded video. Don't worry on that. And this is the basic model, which will start with the containers DevOps model, and followed by this is the your project. Basically, we'll discuss for the app service. This is very interesting project. This project really connects one region to another region component. Okay, intentionally I bring this particular project so that one really will give a very good add-on for you. VNet pairing, PNet, private links, each and everything, friend doors, each and everything got added into this project. Okay, so that you will get a very good idea. This is a app service deployment project, but there is a Kubernetes deployment project also, right? That is the key for you. That is the exactly the benefit in this particular program team. This is your Kubernetes deployment project, sorry. This is your real-time project. This is completely a real-time main project, I can say. This one you can say, see, few of the companies are still using app services. If they don't have knowledge on the Kubernetes, obviously they will deploy on app services only. App services is one of the platform where they can accept containers in Azure. But if you have nearly Kubernetes knowledge, they will encourage, definitely they will encourage you to go for the Kubernetes. That is where this one, okay. This is what the project exactly you need to keep in your mind while you're working, especially the friend doors, API management, gateways, network security groups, databases, Kubernetes, and inside Kubernetes, how exactly these particular parts are communicating and the security, all these things also we'll discuss. Interestingly, why I duplicated the architecture? Why? Because I want to discuss more on DR, disaster recovery. I want to discuss more on HA, high availability. That's why I duplicated this one. I placed a mirroring here. And for this one, I'm going to use this DevOps model. This is the latest DevOps model. Not the previous one is somehow not the most of the, see this particular model, 70% of the companies are already using this one. But this particular thing to use this particular model, the people should have a very good knowledge in Argo CD, very good knowledge in the Helm chart. Then only they can use this particular model. Otherwise, they cannot use. That is the exact advantage. And I will give you the project straight away to you. Project means not this deployment code and all. What I'm telling, DevOps project, meaning that how exactly these pipelines being written. Entire pipeline editor code I will share with you. Okay, simply need to import and you need to play. That's all you need to do. That is all about this particular case now. If you go this here, I'm just covering Helm chart with Argo CD. That is what exactly we will take care of the microservice deployments. And followed by this is Helm and Argo CD integration team. If you go further, we're going to see Terraform plus Terragrant. What we are learning about the Terraform and Terragrant here, in Terragrant and Terraform also, see, we can still deploy. Okay, let's start from top here. A detailed practical setting of the cloud specific components. I will show you how exactly the Terraform works in provisioning the components and practicals on existing infrastructure and configure the API. For example, sometimes your company may have infrastructure already, but you should be able to interact with the existing infrastructure, right? There is a possibility. There is a possibility. Every time they will not ask you to please go there and provision from scratch. Because if infrastructure is already exists, what you will do? Will you delete and will start from scratch? No. They will ask you to interact with the existing one. That kind of technique exactly we are going to see. And followed by how exactly we can deploy a service in the Kubernetes by using Ansible. By using Ansible, meaning that Terraform plus Terragrant plus Ansible integration to the Kubernetes. That is what the technique we are going to see here. How we can call the Ansible. Is there any way? Is there an executors are available in the Terraform? How we can call those things and deploy a service into the Kubernetes using Helm chart. This is also a interesting fact actually. How to deploy Helm chart using Kubernetes using Terraform. Still, we can do this one. I will tell the advantage and use case for this particular thing now. And the next one, setting up the Terragrant framework to make use of CI/CD. This is the one exactly the game changer for you in real time. Okay, this particular framework which you are going to use in your real time, and you can play with that. Definitely, you can showcase a super framework with CI/CD. Exactly the raw. It's a raw YAML. It's not a classic. It's a raw YAML where you can showcase to your management how that is working each and everything. It's a very good one. Okay. Finally, next one. Sorry, a few more are there. Sorry. And this particular thing, Ansible with Bash. See, I think just before when we are discussing about Ansible, what are all the things we are covering? We are going to learn. These are all the learning areas, and these things will be delivered for you for sure. Playbooks, writing a playbook, how to read a CSV file, how to interact with Azure Cloud Components, writing a playbook to upload the certificate and the keyword, writing a playbook to make sure the pod is running upon the installation of the Helm chart. This case is really important for your real time. So you should understand when you deploy a Helm chart whether the pod is running or not. Sometimes you may need to see that because this particular case is really needed for me when I'm executing dastardly security one. Okay, I need this one. This script is needed. So that is why I just bring up this one for you. And how exactly I think this one is duplicated. Sorry, it seems to be it got duplicated. And how you can build an image, you can push to a container. How you can pull an image and you can create a number of containers. I have a use case for this one. Practical use case, I will give that one. And real-time Ansible framework for the tools installations into the VM along with the custom roles. And deploying a service Ansible playbook by using Helm chart CLI, by using CI/CD, and finally how to use Ansible pull. Why we need to understand Ansible pull? This is also very important thing to understand about Ansible pull. I believe I covered most of the things which are really needed for you for the real time. Okay. If anything is you think still miss, I think you can let me know. I think definitely I will try to add a scenario for that. Okay. Not only concept, I will add the scenario that is needed. Okay. Right here. So the next one is the specially, this is the interesting one for you. Okay. Python with pandas. This particular thing, I don't want to make you as a Python developer or ETL developer. That is not my goal. But my goal is simply to show you some sort of analysis how exactly we can do. As a DevOps engineer, this one is more into data engineering, a data analyst in that area. But this is a little bit related to you. That is why I'm touching this area, Tim. Because if he wants to deploy anything into the Kubernetes, he will come to you. But you should know about what is the job, what is the cron job. If you don't know, you cannot do that. If you are not really interested, not really having any interest on the pandas, I can definitely remove this concept. Not an issue for me. I can definitely remove this concept. Okay, pandas are not really needed for this team. Not really needed. If you think, guys, I think you can let me know. Not an issue. But the problem is, if you know about the pandas, you can do a simple automation task on your own. Example, I just have given one thing. How exactly you can insert some data into database. One more example I will give if you want. For example, your manager asks you, hey, DevOps engineer, seems to be we are getting cost like anything for every month. Can you please analyze the cost and just give me the report? What you will do? You will simply go there, you will just download the report and you will see which component or which resource group is costing you. That is what data engineering. Data engineering. That is what the engineering exactly which you need to understand. That one you can do by using Python with pandas easily. Use the tools, whatever is free in the market. Use the tools and implement that one and a better visualization and the better approach. That is what the DevOps engineer job. Okay, don't do each and everything manually. Save your time. Right. And finally, that I do DevOps and security. And this is the one exactly repos integration with the Git leaks, repos integration with the vast dependency check using extensions, and integration CI/CD discussion using SonarQube and Dastardly, and deep discussion on the container security with respect to Azure AKS using kubescale. What are the things I placed here? All are open source except SonarQube. SonarQube, what are the open source SonarQube? You cannot get the exact results because this one will only work on the one particular branch only. Because I will discuss what exactly the problem with the SonarQube if you use the open source. Okay, so you need to go for at least minimum paid version, some developer version, which is per year $150. You need to recommend to your management, not from your card. I'm talking, you need to talk with your management, okay? We need to bring the Sonar Cube, which we need to pay $150 per year, and we can bring and we can see whatever the vulnerabilities are there, whatever the static code issues are there, those things and all we can see. Those things you can highlight to your team. That's absolutely possible. All right, the final one is that's all. That's all from my end. That's all from me. Now, this is your call, especially. I believe you can raise your questions, whatever is there in your mind, and we can discuss those things comfortably here, Tim. Okay? Okay. You can mute, you can unmute one by one, and you can raise your questions, and I can answer right now. Yeah, you can start, Tim.
Yeah, hi Dinesh, good morning. Thank you so much for having a wonderful demo. So my question is, as a starting point of view, for Azure administrator, so how many days you're going to teach about Azure admin, then when we'll go with the DevOps topic? Just this
Okay,
is my query.
I got you, Shahid. Okay, Shahid. Okay, so clearly telling you, Shahid, you will learn Azure admin along with the DevOps side, okay? Because I don't want to separate these two sides. That is why usually if you see our PowerPoint also, all are connecting integrations only, right? So, but the problem here is if I teach you only infra separately, admin separately, and DevOps completely as separate, see that is what if you see, maybe for Syed benefit, I'm just opening the slide one more time. If you see this one, especially when we are discussing about this one, DevOps services, infra services are separated side, correct? I separated. But in
Mm-hmm.
this area, I will touch really the prominent components and prominent concepts which are required for you. But along with these discussions, because each and every area, I will pull one component. Example I will give, simple example. For example, when you are doing with the Python, we are going to deal with the database more. When you are doing with the basket, we are going to deal with the key vault and some other components. When you are doing with the Terraform, we are going to touch almost all the components, mostly whatever is there in your mind. Especially if you see this particular diagram, if you see this particular diagram, in this particular diagram, some 10 components are there from Azure. Okay, all these components provisioning and how exactly these things works, these things and all we can see. So like it will be covered eventually, side. Okay, it will not be on day one.
Okay.
Okay, it will be covered eventually. But end of the day, confidently you can go there, you can attempt your exams as part of admin, as part of the DevOps and solution architect. But the solution architect, the problem is you don't know about data. You don't know about data factory and data bricks, correct? That area is not part of
Yeah,
our
yeah.
DevOps. So solution architect, I'm not giving a good sign for you, but it's only
Mm-hmm.
50% of the solution architect only you will be up to. Yeah, right.
Okay. Yeah, got it. Is the reason why I was asking because already I have an experience on Azure infrastructure. So sometime because
That's good.
when you run the CI/CD pipeline, so
Yeah,
many
yeah.
times jobs are getting failed because of the recent changes we did it. Okay, so that time the job will get failed. So because administration skills also is required why it is getting failed due to access issue or any
Agree.
because they have not added into storage account. So there are many possible ways. So
Correct,
just
correct.
wanted to check with you on this one. Yeah.
Definitely, sir. I agree with you. Yeah, yeah. That's needed. Yeah. Yes, team. Yes, AK. AK, are you trying to ask
Hello.
anything? I can.
Yeah.
Yes, Surendra. Yeah, one by one, please. Yes, Surendra. Yeah.
Well, at the beginning of the session, you mentioned that this course is also for non-IT people. However, that they
Yeah.
need to put a more efforts on this, right?
Yes, correct.
So,
Correct. Yeah.
I also noticed that you mentioned the more efforts, meaning that more of practice sessions after the class is what you mentioned.
Correct.
So my
At
question
least
is
three
that,
times, Surendra. Yes, please proceed.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So I understand putting more efforts from our side is meaning that we need to make more and more practices. But from the course point of view, what do you, what are you offering to non-IT people? Because we will have maybe, I'm from a non-IT background, guys. So
Yeah.
maybe
Okay.
we don't know
Okay.
anything at all. So everything that need to be taught to us from the basics.
Correct. Correct, Surendra. Yeah.
So,
Okay, Surendra. So, is your question completed or anything is there?
yes, I think, yeah.
Okay.
I
So,
do have one more, but yeah, my first question is
okay, maybe
completed. Yeah.
later. Okay, fine. So, Surendra, okay. So, okay, team. See, while especially placing these particular roles here, I really just had thought for 30 to 40 minutes while placing the different type of engineers here. Okay. I spent some time, okay, whether really they can pick this one or is there any issue will come because I don't want to keep a person here. I don't want to encourage that person. I don't want to leave that person in between. Okay. That's not my goal. And at this time, I don't want to trouble you as well. So especially when I'm placing this non-IT and the manual testers, okay, especially this particular area why I intentionally pulled here, there is a reason behind. Okay, what are the concepts, especially we are dealing. For example, I'm just telling you, Surendra, not only for Surendra benefit, for others also, whoever is there where you are unable to ask the question, feel some shy, whatever it is. But let's take one example. Let's take one example, Docker. Okay, that doesn't see in the today's demo. I directly discuss a few things about Docker. We will deal with a project. We will deal with Argo City Helm chart. These things definitely some 20 to 30% of the crowd definitely don't understand this. I know that one. I know that as a trainer. I know that very well. 20%, 20 to 30 will not understand what is this tool also. But why I'm discussing, because this is a demo. This is a demo. I want to present to you what I'm going to cover. Okay, that is the only intention I have, or not to make you more uncomfortable. That's not my goal. And another thing, when we're discussing about the tool in real time, I will start from what is virtualization, what is containerization from there only. Virtualization, how exactly the virtualization started, how exactly the Docker came, how exactly the container came, how exactly we are deploying. This way only we'll go, Shirandra. Okay. See, we definitely will start with ABCD and finally we will connect and we'll form a statements only, Surendra. No doubt in that. But the problem is when we are discussing with the ABCD and all, we are forming a sentence. The people who are already there in the technology, for them, it will be a cakewalk, a simple thing for them. Okay. But the persons from the non-IT background or manual testers, if they refer the video one more time, don't miss any class. If you miss also, please refer the one before coming to the next one and practice once. I'm telling you will feel more confident and comfortable, Surendra. Okay. If you miss, or not only Surendra, for anyone, if you miss to practice or if you refer, see, when we are making discussion, it will be very smooth and sweet team. Each and everyone, the crowd, I think some 40 crowd is there. 40 definitely can understand the concept, but next day, after 2 3 days, definitely you will forget about it. No doubt in that. Okay. But very less crowd only can remember that one. But that is what exactly, because who can remember, though those already working or some sort of knowledge, they can easily remember that. But the person from the non-IT background cannot get the terminology, cannot remember that one all the day, right? But when you are going for an interview, when you're working in the real time, you need to talk, you need to discuss about those terminologies. You need to use the terminology exactly. That is what exactly needs some practice, Surendra. That too what I'm telling team, get the recorded video. Video will be provided definitely, I think next day or that particular day evening. Refer it, practice it from your portal. You will feel confident. You will feel confident. If you really feel uncomfortable where you are unable to understand, You are completely encouraged to raise your question. You can stop me, I will repeatedly explain that one. If you still don't understand, you can attend, I have any of my other batch also, maybe as part of your backup, so that you can gain the knowledge. You got my point, Tim. See, I don't mind you in attending my another batch. I cannot assure on other trainers and all, but you can attend my other batch and you can understand the concept again and again. That thing I can discuss with the institute. I can sort it out. Those who are has the problem, okay, those who are has the problem, they cannot understand, maybe you can attend one more time and see, or such things, okay. That thing I can do it,
Right.
Tim, because
Right.
your goal is to make you as a cloud infra automation engineer. That is the goal, okay. Yeah, right.
Right. Thank you.
Yes, okay. No
Well,
worries. Second question. Sorry, Surendra. Proceed.
well,
Yeah.
what is that Microsoft course like? Which certification we can relate to all your training program we can relate into? For example, we have AZ 900, AZ 400. So we have different Microsoft certifications, right? At each level, infra
Yes, Surendra. See, you can,
administration to
yes, a
developer architect.
fundamentals. Yes, Surendra. Fundamentals, administration, DevOps, design and solutioning AG 305. It's a 50%, remaining 50% data factory, data bricks, data engineering is required. Team, okay. I'm telling you upfront, okay. AG 305, only 50% will be with from us, especially in this program.
Okay.
So those are all things you can target, Surendra. Definitely you can target, okay. No doubt in that.
Right.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, no worries, yeah.
I'll leave the floor for the others. I may have other questions, but I will ask at the end. But I will leave the
Okay, no
floor for the
worries.
others.
No worries. All right. Yeah, all right. Yeah. Others, please, team. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I am Pointing here.
Yeah, hi Dinesh, this is
Good
Riaz.
morning.
Sorry.
One by one, huh?
Hello.
Pandu. Yes, Pandu. You go ahead. Yeah.
I have one question. Suppose let me take with Azure. See, you told me that Azure. What are the service are you going to cover in detailed picture? You can write it down or something. And if you
What?
go
Sorry.
with for Kubernetes, what are the objects are you going to cover?
Okay. So Pandu. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Team. This is not the syllabus structure. Huh? These what are the things I explained you on the training highlights. Okay. What real time cases or frameworks or projects. But if you want to know what are the Pandu is asking, what are the things I'm going to cover in Kubernetes? That is what Pandu's question. Hello, Visualpath team. If you
Yeah.
don't mind, can you please pass the syllabus structure to the team members? Or can you please pass that one syllabus so that they can refer? They can refer in the class itself. They can ask if they want anything. Yeah, you can get that one from the institute, Pandu. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
one
can
more
see that.
question is let me take with let me one more question. Suppose let me take with when you are going to write with real time application, we will get the code from the GitHub. Then later we can build. Then you can later you can do it for SonarQube integration, right? Are you going to cover with GitHub and build tool? But you didn't mention with for your agenda also Linux and
So 1 second. See, that is what actually Azure DevOps services, Pandu. Okay. Okay. So team Azure DevOps services is there. In this Azure DevOps services, which we are going to cover. See, don't confuse. Azure DevOps services here. I placed here. I highlighted. Maybe guys might be missed. We are going to cover Azure repositories, Azure build pipelines, Azure release pipelines, Azure artifacts, Azure test plan, Azure boards. So Pandu, all these things will be covered here.
but you
You
didn't
got it,
mention
Pandu?
it. That's why I can ask you.
No, no. Okay, see, I highlighted the same thing during our previous discussion also. What you can do, Pandu, you can refer my my syllabus structure, whatever being shared from the institute. There I placed. If you want to refer again, okay, you can see that.
But I couldn't receiving the course content. What are you going to cover for the upcoming section? How do I get it with?
So, Pandu, please connect with Visual Path team. I already asked them. So, Pandu, please connect with them. Get that, see that, refer it. If you feel comfortable, then again connect with them. You got it, Pandu?
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yo, I already passed the information. They will connect with you. You drop your email or mobile number there. They'll connect with you, Pandu. Yeah.
Yeah, already
Okay.
I done
So,
it. Okay.
yeah, thank you. Yeah. So, Riaz, yes, Riaz.
Yeah, yeah, hi Dinesh. My question is similar to that Pandu. Like, is it everything is implemented on Linux or Windows, and how much it could be replaced with the Python? I heard that Linux is required for for this DevOps, is it going to implement in that one, or how much percentage we are going to use that
Oh,
Linux in
sorry.
this picture?
One question. So, Pandu, is your question? Your question is also talking about Linux and Windows. Maybe I overlooked that. That's fine. Let me
Same
answer
thing.
that one.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
same,
I'll answer
same.
that. No worries. Okay. I just thought, okay, Pandu, you are just asking why the services are not listed here. Maybe that is the only thing I'm just thinking. Okay, so Riaz and Pandu, especially in real time, you will use 95% Linux machines only. But some cases are really needed Windows machines also. I can tell the scenario, for example, you need to support test automation engineer. We have test automation engineers in our real time where they want to execute their test cases in the cloud. When they want to execute their test cases in the cloud, they'll be more comfortable if you execute their test cases on the Windows machine. Then they will ask you, hey Pandu, hey Riaz, since you are the DevOps engineers in our team, can you please set up a Windows VM as the agent and we'll run the pipelines against that? Then you should understand how to set up a Windows VM and how to run the Windows VM in the pipelines, right? This particular case is also really needed. I will show you this particular thing as part of your Selenium, but to be frank, in this particular course, I removed Selenium and JMeter from our syllabus structure. I removed those two. I added the security. I removed those two. But I, since you guys asked, I want to bring one scenario how to connect the Windows VM from the pipelines. Guys, you got it, Riaz and Pandu. Will that be okay for you? Because I want to cover Windows also for you. That is the only thing. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
No
thank you.
worries. I'm
Thank you, Dinesh,
taking a
for this.
note. I will cover that one for sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, okay, okay. Yeah, sorry, okay, you can proceed. I think I've been waited for a while. Yeah. Okay, are you asking any question? Hello. We're unable to hear you. Okay. So any other question you can ask me, Tim. Anything you can ask me. Yeah. Hema. Yes, Hema. Yeah, maybe we'll go one by one. Hema.
Yeah, hi. Is that the Docker and Kubernetes? My question is related to the Docker, Kubernetes, and
Yes.
Terraform. I mean, see, I
Yes.
mean, if we go to this particular course, or if we take this particular course, I mean,
Yeah.
can we move it into the Docker, Kubernetes admin side? Is that everything will be covered in that, or it's a part of a different course?
No, hey. See, what are the
Uh,
thing you are just thinking? So Docker, Kubernetes, and the Terraform, right, team? See,
yes.
this particular course
Hmm.
completely in depth, guys. Okay, it is not like a high level overview and high level theory and all. Okay, I will write the code. I'll put my hands every day. I will type
Okay.
it. Okay, so the
Mhm.
case is definitely you can act yourself as a Kubernetes admin and you can act yourself as a DevOps engineer because if you have a role only Kubernetes admin, you can join that simply. Not an issue for that, Hema,
Okay.
because we are going to see what are the commands are really required for the Kubernetes admin. Those commands and all we are going to see as part of our project discussion. Okay, I will
Okay.
show you how exactly the commands by using kubectl. We are going to use the client called kubectl only. So,
Okay. It will be a deep dive, right? I mean, see,
yes, I'm
related to the
promising
network.
you, Emma, it
Hmm.
will be a deep dive where I
Okay.
think definitely you will be tired. Team, I'm telling you, you will be tired for sure. Deep dive only. Okay. I don't want to
Okay.
leave any concept. To be frank, if you guys think, okay, something is really missing, you
Hmm.
just tell me. I will cover that. Okay. Because I'm interested. I'm
Okay.
interested in covering the concept. Okay. I'm interested completely. I don't want to complete my syllabus and I don't want to go home because I want to learn at the parallelly because if you say something okay some of because in last batch also some guys mentioned Istio one of the proxy thing in the Kubernetes. I think they rise at that one. Okay, fine. Okay, let's
Okay.
bring up one scenario and we'll learn and we'll discuss. Likewise, we can bring. Okay, if you think anything is missing, Hema, refer the syllabus. If you still think anything is missing, I think just let me know. Okay. Team, one more thing, I think in your syllabus copy, whatever they're sharing, there the Python, especially this thing may not be there, but I'm covering you here. Okay, don't confuse with that. Don't confuse with that. It's a merge of your syllabus copy, word copy, and my copy, whatever is there with me. Okay, because I just prepared this one yesterday. I think by adding a new tools and things. I think that latest one may not be there with them, exact with the Python and all. But the security is already been added. You can check that one because that one added 1 week before already. But the Python thing, what I thought, I think better I need to deliver this one, then only you can survive. That's why I added recently, just yesterday only. Okay, all
Okay.
right.
Dinesh,
You can
just
take
just
a
okay.
just a
Sorry.
moment, just a moment.
Sorry. Sorry.
You can take a snapshot of this one. You can take a snapshot of this particular thing, whatever you're seeing on the screen, and you can keep this one in your mind. Okay, that one will be really good. Okay, take a snapshot. Otherwise, you can refer the recording at any time. Okay, will be good for you. Yeah. Yes. Here, I asking one more question. Yeah.
Okay, fine. No, no, I got it. Thanks.
Mm. Oh, yes. Team, please take the snapshot of this one. If you think, I think maybe you need to refer at last. I think everything covered or not, you can take a snapshot. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just going for the next person. The next person here is Nikhil. Yes, Nikhil. Nikhil, are you asking any question, Nikhil? No, I don't think so. I don't have any luck in listening you. So seems to be the next person. I'm just going further. I think Kiran. Kiran.
Yeah, hi Dinesh.
Yes, Kiran. Yeah.
Dinesh, any requisite to know to join this course because I don't have any knowledge on Azure.
Kiran, come again, please. I think your voice is a bit low for me. Can you please come again?
No, any prerequisite we
Okay,
have to
okay,
learn
okay,
to
got you.
join this
I
course
got you.
because
I got you.
I don't have knowledge
Okay,
on
you are
Azure.
very new to Azure. You are very new to Azure. Any prerequisites are required to just proceed with this particular training program, right?
Yes, yes.
Zero. Zero prerequisites. No need to have anything, just to have some 3 to 4 years experience gap in your career definitely will make sure this particular training program fruitful. You know why? That particular 3 to 4 years gap, you can tell you worked as a cloud infra DevOps automation engineer. You can turn your profile in that way. If you already have an experience, you can say for the past 4 years you are working on this domain. My training will assure you to say your experience 4 years. 4 years promising you on that team. Okay, 4 years.
Hello, Dinesh. Hello.
You can't hear you, Dinesh.
Oh, sorry. I don't know why it got muted. Sorry, I don't know. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. Kiran, is your question answered?
Yeah, one more question, Dinesh. Is Docker and
Yes.
Kubernetes going to teach you in Windows how we are going to implement Docker and
No, I'm
Kubernetes?
not. Okay, wait. Okay, very good question, Kiran. Okay, I'm not going to use Windows for Kubernetes or Docker and all because that is a very rare case, team. That case is very rare. If you learn such a rare case, when you go for the real time, you will be struggled. The possible case 98%, 95 to 98 is Linux. Okay, that is what we're going to learn. But I'm promising you, I will give one use case, especially with the Windows by using Selenium. Okay, that use case I'm promising you. Team. Clear?
Yeah, Dinesh, but here I want to understand like we are learning this Azure, but again this Docker and Kubernetes on Linux. So how this? I mean, like I agree with you. Docker and Kubernetes will be implemented mostly in Linux environment, but if we want to work mostly on Windows environment, that definitely with Azure we need help to implement this Docker and Kubernetes in Windows as well, right?
Kiran. Okay, first question to you, Kiran. First question. Okay, first question. Are you going to set up your Kubernetes as a standalone? Are you going to use Kubernetes in the cloud? Just tell me this.
No, no, I don't have idea on that.
Okay.
They,
See, I
but
understand your concern. No, you don't worry on that, Kiran. Okay. If you are learning Azure means you are going to use Azure managed Kubernetes. For that one, to be frank, you no need to worry whether it is a Windows or whether it is a Linux because it's already managed by Microsoft Azure. Don't worry on that. You don't worry. It's a managed service. Okay. You are not doing anything from your scratch. Clear, Kiran?
yeah, okay, thanks.
You got. I believe I answered you well. You no need to set up anything on the Windows machine. No need. They will set up for you. That is what Azure manager means, Kiran. Okay, that is why we are learning Azure cloud. Because why we are learning Azure cloud? Because they're helping us on something. They're helping us on DevOps. But that help is nothing but your Kubernetes setup in Kubernetes case. Okay, they will make sure that you don't worry on that. Okay, the next one, I think I'm seeing here the four more, actually four more. Wait. Pratisha, please.
Hi Dinesh,
Yes, please. Yeah.
may I audible?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Yes, my question is that I'm a .NET developer. So to learn
Mm.
Azure Devs, we need a deep knowledge of a Python language.
No, not required. Not required, Pratisha. Okay. See, I'm telling you, team, no prerequisites required. I'm not teaching you Python language completely here, team. Okay. I'm going to teach you the Python which exactly required as a DevOps engineer. That area I'm going to cover, especially writing logics. How to connect with the databases, how to pump the data to the database. At the same time, how exactly you can write some simple logics by using if, else, for, while loops and all. How we can use in real time. Those things only, Pritisha. I'm not going to teach you to develop a Python application and all. Not that case, Pritisha. Okay, no need, no need. Don't
Okay,
worry
so
on
I
that.
don't have to learn the Python language separately, right?
No, you don't need to learn. That's what actually I'm telling team. You guys, you don't need to learn Python separately. So meaning that the Python setup I will do in our laptops. The Python program we will write by using Jupyter. Python examples I will show you by using Jupyter. Python I'm going to deploy into the Kubernetes as a job. No, why I'm doing this one? Few areas because I already placed the scenarios, few things here. If you notice, okay, I placed the scenarios here. So those scenarios sometimes are required for you in real time. At that time, you should not be stumble over, or you should not get any kind of worry. You should feel still comfortable. Yes, we can do that. That kind of confidence you need to give for the interviewer. The kind of confidence you need to give to management. That areas, especially whatever is required, that one I will cover. But you no need to learn Python as a separate language. Not required. To be frank, not
Okay,
required because I will cover whatever is required already. Okay, don't do that, team.
okay,
Don't
Dinesh,
do that.
thank you.
Don't, yeah, don't waste your money. Yeah, all right, team. Yeah, next
Yeah,
person, please. Yeah,
understood. Thank you.
yeah, Kumar, do you have any question? Okay, take it.
Dinesh, actually, my question is, my question is that okay to follow all your videos? Is that enough to follow, or else we need to refer further videos for the content? Means I mean to ask, is that all the content it should be from the scratch, or else do we need any further reference for the understanding the concepts?
No need at all, Kumar. Okay, no need. Okay, because in that particular one and a half hour session, I will deliver a lot. Okay, I will deliver a lot. You just need to digest that. You need to understand that. That is more than enough. Okay, that is more than enough, Kumar. You no need. If it is really needed, I will stress it. Mostly 90% it is not required. Okay, it is not required from your end. Because if any documentation is required in the live itself, I will show what are the areas exactly we need to read and we need to highlight. I will highlight that one, don't worry.
Yes, Dinesh. And also, Azure's scale set, this and all, it will cover under our course, or
Yes,
else it is
yes,
any
VMS.
part of other batch like that.
Yes, agree. So VMS skill set, especially the virtual machine skill set, will be covered as part of your AKS. Okay. See, that is why I don't want to keep. If you can refer the Word document team, if you still think okay something is really missed over there, you can highlight me in our next class. Okay. Definitely I will cover that one, no doubt in that team. I will cover because I'm very much interested. Mostly it will be covered. Worst case, maybe it may not be displayed on the paper, but it will be covered. If it is really not covered, definitely I will add to the syllabus. I also want to improvise my syllabus. Okay, I also improvise the syllabus. I will also happy in that. Yeah. Yes,
Yes,
anyone
Dinesh. And
else?
also, I have one more question.
Yes,
That Linux, actually, we are new to the Linux. Is that okay?
don't worry. Don't
So
worry.
Linux
Yeah, yeah.
basics, it like
Don't,
that.
don't, don't worry. Don't worry. We will learn from scratch only. Very simple things. Make directory, change directory listing. From there only we will start. Okay. Don't worry on that. Okay. Because still that's the point actually. When we are typing every day, when we are writing every day, when you are practicing every day, obviously you'll become an expert. Okay. Don't worry on that. Yeah. See, the training will be very effective, team. Okay, very effective. It is not a theory discussion and all. I'm not really happy in discussing theories also. Okay, so we will see the practicals. We will implement that one. We will see the fruitful outputs, then only you will feel more comfortable, more confident. Okay, you also need to make your hands dirty, then only you will feel more comfortable when you're answering for the interviews or doing the things in the real time, right? I can sense it. Okay, don't worry on that. Yeah.
Dinesh, sorry, last question from my side.
Yes.
What are the job opportunities? How the job opportunities will be there in the future for this? Can you please advise me on
Okay,
this?
okay, okay. So team, okay. So Kumar, I think at last, I maybe he asked one good question. Okay. So for example, team, no, I just want to tell one thing. Okay. See, team, if you learn this particular program, the advantage for you is you can become an admin guy, you can become a DevOps, you can become an automation engineer. The possibilities are more. That is why I designed the course. That is where exactly I place some effort to define this particular course of contents. Okay, and I don't want you only focus on one particular area. If you focus on multiple areas, definitely your scale will be more. You will get a very good technical strength. At the same time, you can demand more, you can upscale. Hello, 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 Kumar, able to hear me? Hello.
Yes, Dinesh, we
Yes,
can
you.
able to hear you.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
what
yeah,
happened
yeah.
in between. Yeah, I don't know what happened in between. Okay, fine. So, but the case is you have a lot of opportunities, especially not only on Azure DevOps. I'm not stressing only Azure DevOps. If you see this particular slide, this is Azure DevOps, this is Azure DevOps. From here, from here to here, from here to here, all these are cloud agnostic discussion. Cloud agnostic, you may get some doubt, what is cloud agnostic? Cloud agnostic means it is not related to the cloud native, it is not only related to Azure. You, if you learn these tools, you can play in other clouds also. You are not only limited to the Azure DevOps, you can play with AWS GCP DevOps as well. Such kind of things are there, especially in these particular cloud agnostic. Cloud, remember the point, remember the wording, cloud agnostic tools, that is really important. That way only I just designed this particular tools. Okay, especially top four and the bottom four, sorry, bottom five. Okay, total nine. These nine are completely cloud agnostic. Clear, Kumar? I believe I answered you all your questions, right?
Yes, Dinesh. Thank you so much, Dinesh.
No worries, no worries, no worries. Okay, so the next one, I think. So who are, okay, I think you can ask your questions. Okay, I think you can you can ask your questions, Tim. Okay, I believe I covered all. If anyone has any questions, I can ask now.
Which one is better, AWS DevOps or Azure DevOps in future?
Okay, see, that's what Venu. Very good question you asked. Okay, Venu asked very good question, Tim. Everyone, please listen this one. Whether it is AWS DevOps or GCP DevOps or Azure DevOps, concept is same. Agree? Concept is same. But the point what I'm telling here is, here you're going to see some Azure DevOps, how exactly the repos build and release pipelines are there, and Azure Infra, right? These and the security specific to the Azure DevOps, security specific Azure DevOps. These three are cloud native here, cloud native. After completing this program, okay, so who asked this question? Very good question. I just want to I just miss your name, sorry. Yeah, I just miss your name. What's your name?
Venu.
Venu. Okay, after this program, don't spend any money, don't spend anything in learning AWS DevOps and GCP DevOps. If you spend it, it's a waste of time. What you need to do, I will tell you. You just go there and refer how exactly AWS DevOps works. Refer one simple YouTube video or simple AWS documentation, and refer one GCP documentation or GCP one video regarding that GCP DevOps. If you spend 2 3 hours in AWS DevOps, how DevOps works, that is what AWS DevOps. Why you are worrying on that? If you spend 2 3 hours on GCP DevOps, that is what GCP DevOps. You no need to worry. If you learn one DevOps, that is common for all. Same thing for infra also, team. Okay. Same thing for infra also. That is why I don't want to make any comparison here. Obviously, if I'm discussing with Azure, obviously I will say Azure is best, Azure is the great. I don't want to make such kind of statements here. But whatever may be the cloud, because a number of clients are there in the market, so they can use. Look, see, Google Cloud is offering some X company with a very good discount. So some Google AWS is offering some Y company very good discount. Obviously, they will go there. They will go there. But I don't want to stress always Azure is the only one offering a best discount. No, They can offer more than this. Then they will go there. Then you should be able to handle it. You have the skill set or not. But you can definitely upskill yourself in AWS DevOps in just 1 or 2 days. 1 or 2 days. That confidence I'm giving you. Okay? That confidence I can give you. Clear, Venu? Next one,
Yeah,
please.
clear.
Yeah. Next one, please, team. So even the Venus question, don't compare with only DevOps. Even if you compare with infrastructure, also same. If you ask Azure is best, AWS is best, GCP best, if you learn one cloud, that is more than enough for other clouds also. That's what my point. Don't spend money in learning other clouds. Learn only one cloud. You are spending money on Azure DevOps and Azure Infra. Don't spend money on the AWS Infra and AWS DevOps, GCP Infra, GCP DevOps. You just refer on your own. You can learn it. Trust me, 2 3 days support is needed. That's all. Trust me, team. Same component will be there. Same deployment we need to do. Similar, right? You don't need to worry at all. The concept is same. That is where exactly you're learning. You're learning 9 cloud agnostic tools. That is what exactly helping you in your real time, especially when you go for other clouds. We are not learning any cloud native tools here. Only Azure DevOps, Azure Infra. That's it. Yes, yes. I think someone raised hand. Yeah, come on. Yeah.
Sachin this side.
Sajin, tell me, Sajin.
Yes, I'm working as a .NET developer. I
Yes.
wanted to whatever experience I have in
Sajin, 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 your voice is breaking, Sajin.
so
Sachin, your voice is breaking. If you don't mind, can you
is it
please type
fine
your
now?
question? Sorry, Sachin, your voice is breaking. If you don't mind, can you please type your question in the chat box? I can answer there, please.
Okay. Is it fine now?
Yeah, now okay, Nasesh. Now good, now good, now good. Yeah, yeah. Yes, Sachin.
Dinesh, can you hear me?
Now okay, good. Yeah, tell me. Yeah.
Yeah. So Dinesh, I'm working as a .NET developer. Okay, and all my experience is into Windows. Okay, Windows environment. So I have two questions over here. The first thing is that, as you said, I think previous one of the speaker also told the same question. It is regarding the Linux. So I don't have any experience working into Linux. So how much it is. How I can come up with this if I don't have experience into Linux? How can I how this course what are difficulties I will face during this course if I don't have experience into Linux?
Okay, okay, Sachin. Okay, I'm telling you very frankly. Okay, I already answered this one, Sachin. I'm telling you very frankly. From seventh class onwards, seventh. I mean, during this training program, from class seventh onwards, we are going to jumping into the Linux. Okay, from class seventh to class 50 or 52. Until then, we will be there in the Linux only. That is more than enough for us to understand. Sachin, you got it? Because every day you will interact with the particular Linux machine. Every day you are doing that one. Obviously, you'll be sharpened in that particular skill. No doubt in that, Sachin. Okay, you don't worry on that. You don't worry on that because we will use the commands repetitively, repetitively. That is what the practice usually from my end it will come. Okay, I will use the commands repetitively. Then obviously you will feel more confident. Yeah, that's the only thing I can assure. Yeah.
Okay, now the second question is, what are the prerequisite from our side? For example, the machine specific, I have the Windows laptop, so is there any other
Yeah.
specification required from our end?
No, no, nothing is required. Only any laptop is fine because we are going to discuss everything on the cloud. Okay, first and foremost, this is on the cloud. Just the internet connection, proper internet connection is required. That's all. Because the proper internet connection is required just to connect our training session. That's all. Nothing more than that, Sachin. Okay, I don't
Okay,
require you
thanks.
to prepare anything. No worries. Yeah. All right.
I understand, thank you.
Okay, no worries. Yeah. So, guys, any other questions? I think if no questions, I think we can drop
Yeah,
off. And
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I think Ajit.
Dinesh,
Sorry.
I received the mail from supporting team for course content. I went through that. See, only for Kubernetes, few objects only. I saw that. What are those objects? Means replication set and deployment set. If a time permits, can I add with some of the objects if you going to cover?
Yes, yes, please, please. It's Prakash, right?
No, I'm Pondy
Prakash.
here.
Pandu, you're talking about this one. You please add
Yeah,
whatever the
I,
things you require. Okay. You please add whatever the things are required. Definitely, I will review it and I can give you a comment on our next session. Okay. What are all the things we are going to cover as part of your things? Okay. Don't worry. Come on. Please proceed. Okay, please proceed. Yeah.
Yeah, this is
And
Prakash.
one more question is, what is the duration of this training?
Yeah, I'll tell that one in few seconds. Okay, let's clear the questions, Pandu. Don't worry. Just wait for few seconds. 40-50 seconds. I'm going to reveal that. Yes, Prakash.
Yeah, so Dinesh, my question is like you have mentioned on Helm chart. So what is this chart? Is this same as we do in visualizations or something?
No,
Helm
not the
chart.
kind of visualization stuff, Prakash. Actually, the Helm charts is the one which will help us to just make our Kubernetes deployments very smooth to the Kubernetes service. And especially the advantage of the Helm charts is, so today maybe other, I don't know whether you have the already basics of Kubernetes and all, Prakash. I'm not very sure. So the advantage of
Okay.
this particular structure is it'll smoothen our DevOps engineers works very easily whenever we are deploying microservices into the Kubernetes. Otherwise, it's very difficult to manage AMLs. We will write many number of AMLs for each and every microservices. Maintaining that many number of AMLs for each service is very difficult. But if you maintain some Helm chart, it's a kind of a folder structure where all the AMLs will sit one place. I think we can simply by using one command you can deploy all at a time in sequence. That's the advantage, Prakash. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for answering.
Yeah. No worries. No worries. Yeah. Okay, team. I believe should be fine. I believe so. Okay, fine. So, team. I think the next important thing is those who are is really interested to join us. Okay, just openly that under your wish. Okay, I'm not forcing you anything. Whatever the things I just thought to deliver, I delivered for you in this particular session. What exactly our training highlights and all. Our training session will start from Wednesday onwards. Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday first point, and it's on 7 a.m. in the morning. 7 a.m. in the morning. 7 a.m. Okay, 7 a.m. IST. 7 a.m. IST in the morning. Correct. 7 a.m. IST in the morning. Visualpath team, please correct if anything goes wrong here. Okay, please be there. Please correct if anything goes wrong. So 7 a.m. in the morning exactly IST. So that is exactly 9:30 for me. Makes sense. Yeah, 7 a.m. IST, and this particular program is for 2.5 month program. 2.5 month program, team. Okay, it is not a 2 months or less than a 2 months. It's a 2.5 month program, and sessions will be covered 1 hour to 1.5 hour. Mostly, if I take 1.5 hours, 1.5 hours means definitely your syllabus will be covered very fastly. Okay, I'm promising on that. And sessions will be there from Monday to Saturday. One more thing I'm adding, Monday to Saturday, because more number of tools are there, right? We need to cover more. So Monday to Saturday will make sense, and sessions will be 1 hour to 1.5 hour, and the program max to max 2.5 months exactly we will reach. If anything missed out during this particular training, you can highlight at any point of time during this particular period. After also not an issue. Definitely we will cover that one. We will make you more comfortable. We'll make sure that you have get enough practical knowledge and practical stuff to go for the interviews and to handle the real-time cases. That is what our goal. Yes, that is all from my end exactly I want to deliver. And remaining details and all you can discuss with the institute. If you have any personal concern where you want to join session again for some concepts, if you want to learn those things, you can highlight to me. I can talk with the institute. You can attend again if you miss something, or if you want to attend a particular tool second time. That and all not an issue. Don't worry on that, because ultimately we want to teach you better. That's the only goal we have. Okay. All right, team, that is all for today. If you have any questions, finally, you can ask. Otherwise, we can drop off. All right. Thank you very much. Please be in touch with Visual Paths team. Thank you. See you all on Wednesday. Bye bye.